Welcome to this Masterclass Explainer. Today, we're going to slow down for just a few moments. Let's step away from the noise and explore a really profound shift in how we lead and connect. We're talking about presence-driven leadership. So often, leadership is taught as this series of performative tactics. But what we're uncovering today is rooted in something way deeper, your internal authority. So let's take a calm, grounded look at how we navigate one of the absolute hardest parts of human interaction, conflict. And we're going to do it by leading not with force, but with absolute presence.
Section 1. The Call for Alignment. Redefining Conflicts in Leadership.
When we hit a difficult conversation, our nervous system usually screams danger. But here's the thing, conflict is rarely an actual threat. It's actually a profound call for alignment. It's a request for discernment in our relationships. And this brilliantly illustrates the stark contrast between how we're usually taught to lead and how a truly grounded leader operates. Over on the left, we've got performative confidence. This is that exhausting corporate model where conversations are basically debates you have to win. The energy is aggressive, and outcomes are just dictated. But look at the right side, internal authority. This is a grounded, trauma-informed approach where we collaborate for true alignment. We're using discernment, not dictation. It's a fundamental shift, really. You're moving from asking, how do I win, to asking, how do we connect?
Section 2. The Peace Protocol. A collaborative framework for difficult conversations. You can think of this protocol as a supportive bridge, helping you navigate the complex emotional undercurrents that inevitably pop up during tough discussions. It maps out 5 specific steps for us. Prepare, engage with empathy, acknowledge emotions, collaborate on solutions, and establish next steps. Let's walk through them together.
The absolutely crucial point of step 1 begins before a single word is even spoken. P stands for prepare. Now, most people make the mistake of using their prep time to rehearse their arguments, or they defensively anticipate objections. But effective, presence-driven preparation, that's completely different. It requires you to deeply consider the other person's perspective. What unique pressures are they facing? What might make this discussion feel threatening to them? And most importantly, you have to regulate your own emotional state. You want to enter that space calm, centered, and fully present.
Once you're grounded, you move right into E, engage with empathy. And the environment you choose matters just as much as the words you say. You want to start by picking an appropriate, uninterrupted setting to really create safety. Then utilize what we call a soft start. This basically means beginning with an acknowledging or positive statement before you even bring up the difficult issue. It's a simple act, but it honors the relationship right up front. It prevents the whole interaction from feeling like an attack, and it completely opens the door for genuine dialogue. Now, there is profound power in naming what's hidden in the room. A stands for acknowledge emotions. To quote our source directly, you must address the emotional undercurrent directly to strip it of its power. When emotions run high, people literally cannot think clearly or collaborate. So openly acknowledging both your own emotions and the feelings of the other person and really listening for those hidden emotions behind their words is exactly what strips those emotions of their power to derail the conversation. With that emotional atmosphere cleared out, we reach C, collaborate on solutions. This is where we shift the focus away from the problem and move toward finding mutual solutions. Instead of dictating an outcome you've already quietly decided on in your head, you need to ask open-ended questions. You're inviting the other person to act as a genuine partner here. Having that mutual willingness to compromise is exactly what helps you both uncover those creative third options that you honestly couldn't have found alone. Finally, we hit the last E, establish next steps. This step is all about securing real change rather than just temporary emotional relief. To ensure the conversation actually transforms the relationship, you have to define specific actions, outline exactly who is going to do what, and set a specific time to follow up. Basically, you're establishing clear agreements and communication boundaries so you prevent these exact same issues from building right back up again in the future.
Section 3. Presence over performance. Integrating the practice.
As we guide ourselves out of these tactical steps, let's just return to the overarching philosophy that makes this entire framework possible. Integrating this practice into your daily life really means letting go of the need to look perfect or to sound like the smartest person in the room. In genuine leadership, clarity and presence always matter far more than charisma. So I'm going to leave you with this single, reflective question to sit with today. Where in your leadership is conflict asking for your presence?